Thank you so much for joining me in another installment of Kingdom Things Podcast. This is your host, Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner by the way of Spirit, by the way of the Most High Creator, by the way of God, Goddess, the Central Sun, Source, whatever you like to call the ultimate power behind what is. That is who appointed me in my position, my role as a spiritual practitioner. Just a little bit about me. I began my journey on the spiritual awakening. I like to say since the day I was born, I've been in search of my truth, who I am. And what is my truth? Just like every other person on earth, my truth is that I am an infinite soul, an infinite spirit, an infinite energy, no beginning, no end, seated with the Most High Creator, so God, Goddess, the Central Sun, or Source, having a human experience. I am an infinite spirit seated with the Most High Creator, having a human experience. Now, there's a lot of talk about ascension. Humanity is going through ascension. And what is ascension? As a collective, humanity, we are raising our consciousnesses. We are expanding our perception of not only who we are, but what is and what is possible. Expanding our perceptions about not only who we are, but what is and what is possible. Throughout our lives, we are programmed through, whether it's through our family, so ancestral inheritance of, what's right, teachings, programmings about who you are, and just how you operate in this world, as well as social programmings that affect how we operate in this world. And these things that we were taught, that were passed down, and these social programmings, they are not our truth. Why are they not our truth? These programmings are not natural. These programmings have stemmed from the system that was created by humans, by man. The system that was created by humans, by man. The programmings that program our bodies, that program the way we show up in this world, the way we create our lives. These programmings were constructed by humans. And the reason why I say that it wasn't constructed by God, even though we are seated with God, the essence of God, Goddess. The reason why I say these programmings are not of God, they're not natural. As a society, we have been programmed out of our energetic, spiritual essence, emotional essence. As a society, humanity, we have been programmed away from our spiritual, energetic, emotional essence. And that's really what I want to get into today, the separation between our physicality and our spiritual essence, our emotional essence, our energetic essence, which that part of us is infinite. That part of us has no beginning, no end. It does not die. It's infinite. And we have been programmed to focus and to see ourselves, to perceive ourselves as our body, our physicality, which our bodies, our physicality perishes. But the true seat of our bodies is our soul, our energy. And that energy that is us, our souls, lasts infinitely, has no beginning and no end. So thank you for joining me today. Let's get into it. And before we get into it, I do want to say what I speak of is my perception. So this is my perception of my communications with Source, with God, Goddess, the Most High, the Central Sun. This is how I interpret the information that I get from Source. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Whatever resonates with you, you can apply that in your life and see how that fits with you. But whatever doesn't resonate, it does not have to be your truth. It does not have to be your truth. We can all create our own connections with God. And that's really what Source wants. That's really what God, Goddess wants, is for all of us to go within and activate the God or Goddess within and create our own connection with Source. Our own connection with the Central Sun, our own connection with the Most High Creator. As I was preparing to start this episode, I got that inclination. I've been struggling. I've been struggling with the balance of my physicality of this world and my spirituality. I've been struggling with that balance. And what God spoke to me, God said, it's not that I don't want you to have a good time in your life, in your earthly life. It's not that I don't want you to enjoy earthly and physical things, nice things. It's not that I don't want you to have those things. It's not that it's wrong for you to want those things, to want physical, nice things. It's not wrong for you to want these things. What I want you to understand is that you are of me. You are of the Most High Creator. And with you being of me, I built you. I equipped within you everything that you need in order to build the life of your dreams, in order to attract all of the things that you want, in order for you to attain all of the things that you want. I equipped within you the power to do that. So you do not have to worry, fear, or chase in this world, in this physical world. You don't have to worry, chase, or fear anything. You do not have to worry about where you're going to get the life that you want. You don't have to fear about if it's coming or not. You don't have to chase anything in this world. I equipped within you everything that you need to be successful and fulfilled in your life. God said, whenever you're feeling down, whenever you are feeling out of sorts, come to me, go within, and I will give you your pep talk to lift you up. God said, whenever you are feeling out of sorts, don't go run in the world chasing after things. Don't go running in this world chasing after things. Come to me, go within. I will give you the pep talk to pick you up and remind you who you are and what I put in you. And that you are the success you're looking for. You are everything that you're looking for, everything that you want. You are those things. Come to me so that I can remind you. Come to me so that I can remind you. So again, everything that I speak of, it's my perception of my communications with Source. We all can build our own relationship with Source. We all should build our own relationship with Source. Take whatever resonates and let's get started. So the information that I have been receiving and the downloads that I'm receiving from spirit realm, and just my own personal internal healing and reconnecting with my spirituality, my energy body, myself. This journey of healing is a lifelong process. With reconnecting with myself, I have begun to realize how important it is that we, as a society, validate our children's emotions. I've come to realize and have been shown how important it is that we validate our children's emotions. And what do I mean by validating our children's emotions? Whenever your child is upset, crying, irritated, anxious, jittery, all of these things, instead of condemning them or seemingly punishing them or matching their energy, if they're upset, we get upset with them. Instead of doing these things, we have to make it a point to be compassionate about how they feel, to be loving towards them regardless of how they're feeling. If they're upset, not getting upset with them, but instead showing them love. And why is this so important? Humanity has been perceivably disconnected from our emotional body, from our energetic body, because we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to identify our emotions. We don't know how to love ourselves through our emotions. We neglect our own emotions because that is the example we have been shown in our youth as children. We have been shown that when we're upset, anxious, sad, that it's wrong. And what do? We go look for vices and things to distract us from our emotions. Our emotions are who we are. They're a part of our beingness. Our energy, we are energy bodies. We are energy. We are souls. We are spirits at our true core. So we have been taught to distract ourselves away from our energy bodies. And sometimes to the point where we are completely disconnected from our energy bodies and don't know when we're sad, don't know when we're mad, don't know when we're upset. We just become completely oblivious to our own emotions. And I was there. I experienced living in a place where I was completely oblivious to the colors and the vibrancies of my own self. I was completely oblivious to the colors and vibrancies of my emotions. It was either happy or depressed. It was either happy or depressed, and I was depressed 80% of the time. I was depressed 80% of the time. And depression, I believe, stems from not understanding our energy bodies, not understanding our emotions and how varied our emotions and our energies are. Whenever we're not feeling the way that we normally feel, we categorize it as depression. Whenever we are not feeling the way we normally feel, we categorize this as depression. But again, we are not just physicality. At our truest truths, we are energies, souls, having a human experience. So as children, we are taught that varied emotions are not acceptable because we are punished or our emotions aren't validated. We aren't told that it's okay to feel upset. We're not told that it's okay to be sad. We're not told that it's okay to be anxious, jittery. We're just told this, we are taught this by our parents. And it's not our parents' fault. It's no one's fault. Again, these are programs that are passed down generation after generation. Our parents can only raise us and teach us as they know, as they were raised and taught. So it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. And that's one thing that God has taught me is not to focus on, the perceivably negative things and situations, the perceivably hurtful things and situations, but rather focus on what those negative things are God has taught me to rather focus on what the negative things or hurtful things have taught me. What did you learn from this? Don't focus on how they did that to you, but what did you learn from that? What did you learn from that? And that's one thing that Spirit has really been drilling into me, is not to focus on the hurt or to blame anyone in any situation. But what did you learn from that? How can you apply that from your life from here? How can you apply that to yourself to become a better and more expanded person? And you might be listening thinking, Ashley, I don't have children. I do not have kids. Everyone has a child, the little child within. The child within you, the kid within you that is shaping your life unknowingly. And why is a little child within you shaping your life unknowingly? Because these programs that we learned as children at a very young age, at our earliest impressionable ages, these things that we learned, these programs that we learned, are who have shaped who we deem to be who we are. These programs that we learned at our most impressionable ages are the programs that we deem to believe who we are. And then you begin to heal. You begin to realize the way that you thought your whole entire life stemmed from pains, hurts, traumas, learnings in your childhood that aren't your truth. You begin to heal yourself, and you begin to realize that the pains, hurts, traumas, and teachings that you were molded by as a child are not your truth. Again, your truth is you are an infinite spirit having a human experience. No beginning, no end. You came into this world as something. You were birthed into this world. You were already vibrant. You already were something. You already had experience. You already had history when you first came into this world. And at your earliest age, you're fed these things, these programs. You experience these traumas, these hurtful things, and trauma doesn't have to be. Trauma is relative. Trauma is relative. A traumatic experience could be you asked your mom for ice cream for the 5th time in a row, and she yelled at you and said no, and that scared the shit out of you. So you're traumatized about asking for things. You don't like asking people for things because you correlate asking people for things with that energy that you felt, that anxiety you felt when you asked your mother for ice cream as a child and she yelled at you and scared the hell out of you. You correlate asking people for things as an adult with the time when you were a child, 5 years old as a child, and asked your mom for ice cream and she yelled at you and said no and scared the shit out of you. And these things are programmed into our energy body, into our emotions, and we don't even realize it until we begin on the road of healing ourselves. That was a traumatic experience for that child that shaped their life to where they're always thinking they have to do everything on their own. They have to be on their own. They have to do things by themselves. They can't ask for help. Why? Because there's an energy inside of them that says, don't do that. That's dangerous. Don't ask for help. It's dangerous. So we live our lives as adults with the energies that were programmed into our bodies as young children. And we don't even realize this until we begin to reconnect with our energy bodies and our emotions. We don't realize that we're operating on energies and learnings and programs that we accumulated as children because we're so disconnected from our energy bodies, because we're taught that feeling our energies is wrong, it's bad, go to your room. You're mad, go to your room. You're crying, be quiet and go to your room. We're taught to shove our emotions in lockers, dark lockers, and lock them away. Just like when we were children, we were sent to our rooms and locked away for being upset. We were punished for crying. We were punished for being mad. We were punished for having these emotions that are so natural to the human being. Our emotions and having varied emotions is natural. We live in a world with so much contrast, so many opinions, so many perceptions. It's natural to have varied emotions. And we've disconnected ourselves from our varied emotions because that's what we were programmed to do. And then we create these lives based off these childhood programmings and wonder why we feel so unfulfilled in our lives. Because these lives that we create are not our truths. We came into this world as vibrant spirits. We came into this world as vibrant spirits, spirits of the Most High Creator, and we're programmed away from our divinity, our emotions, our energy, our divinity. We're programmed away from our divinity as young children by ancestral inheritances, ancestral programmings, and societal programmings. The society that's built off of the children that were invalidated, that grew up to be humans, adults, that invalidate others, that invalidate their own emotions and other emotions. They invalidate their own emotions because they don't see them, they don't feel them, they run from them. And we invalidate other people's emotions, other people's differences, as we do our own. That child that was invalidated or punished for feeling different emotions grows up to be the adult that runs from their feelings into the physical world, vices, whatever that vice may be, They run from their emotions. And that adult that runs from their emotions is the same adult that invalidates other people's differences only because they can't accept their own differences. They can't accept their own differences, so they invalidate other people's differences. And these same adults that can't accept themselves and others are building our systems in which we operate within in this world. These adults that can't accept their own differences because they run from them, they're perceivably disconnected from their own emotions, stemming from being invalidated as children. These children grow up to be adults that can't accept their own differences, can't accept others' differences, and they don't realize that they can't accept that person for being different or feeling a different way than themselves because they don't accept their own differences. They don't know their own differences. And these adults create the systems in which our world operates with. This is why I feel like, and this is why I say it's so important to validate our children's emotions. It's so important to validate our children's emotions so that we don't raise people that don't know themselves, that don't know their divinity, that don't know their power. God said, I equipped you with everything you need within you. You don't have to run to this world for anything. I want you to be successful. I want you to be abundant. I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to be happy and joyous. I built all of that within you. And we can't feel it. We can't see it because we were perceivably disconnected from our divinity as children. And this disconnection has been an ancestral programming passed down from an society that was disconnected from its divinity. If you do not have children, but you're needing help with reprogramming the child within you, DM me, Ashley. DM me, Ashley, on Instagram, ashley.44.laluna. So it's ashley.44.laluna on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to begin to help you work through, reparenting the child within, reprogramming the child within. Yeah, so DM me and we can figure out something that works for both of us to help you, assist you in reprogramming the child within. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on this episode of Kingdom Things with your host, me, Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner by the way of God, Goddess, the Central Sun, Source, the Most High, whatever you like to call the creator behind what is. And just like me and a lot of us, we're on this road to figuring out who we are. We're on this road to awakening to our truth within. I wrote a story about a teenage girl named Asiyah living in New York City, growing up in turbulent circumstances, and she's doing just the same, trying to find her way home to herself. The story of Asiyah on Wattpad, if you search the story of Asiyah, you'll be able to see both parts. So the first part is Coming Home, the story of Asiyah. Second part, the story of Asiyah, I'm Home. Both are on Wattpad. So type in the story of Asiyah on Wattpad, whether it's the web version or the app version, you'll be able to see both pop up. The story of Asiyah, pink cover with a white star. The story of Asiyah, I'm Home, green cover with a black triangle. So definitely read those. Let me know what emotions and thoughts are, come up while you read her story, and comment, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me today again. Y'all have a great day.